that's Ethan. When the flyers are getting put up, that's Ethan. Like, he's doing all of the body doubling, and we're just hiding his face. And when you watch the movie on DVD, you'll be like, oh yeah, this is horrible. Like, I can see it's clearly just a kid.
Maybe some of you were even astute enough to see in the movie.
In the movie! You're like, this illusion is not working. But what did you think was going on?
I remember we were filming when you're looking at us in 2008 doing the posters, putting up the posters. And I remember like we were doing it over and over, and all of like the 16-year-olds at Brandy Melville, just like I just remember being like so ashamed. Just like I'm like, you know, like I've straightened my hair, I've become this other man, and like this 16-year-olds like just completely like, what is this guy doing? But then you know, I'm an actor, so you got to commit to the bit. And I committed, so.
Well, you're describing our day every day of our lives. Yes. When you were shooting in the apartment, and like, did you understand exactly how that was going to come together? Because I'll admit, I didn't necessarily. Like, I did not think it was going to be so seamlessly back and forth with all of us in the same room. Like, did you have a sense that is what this final product was going to be?
It was interesting because I remember these shots weren't in the final thing, but we shot a bunch of stuff. But there was stuff where we were actually coming from the original apartment. Like me and the young Matt would be like
Jack Victor,
Jack,
musician, yeah.
Yeah, who's also like your guys' age, so he's also old Matt as well.
I'd watch what you said.
But like we would like, so we weren't allowed into the apartment because like the person didn't want that. But like we would have to stay there because we had to like run out of the apartment. And I just remember like the lady living there would just like stand behind us in the doorway.
So pissed.
And just like,
this is the reason why
you just like look behind every 5 minutes and be like, oh my God, please let us go.
This is why we built a set, by the way, is the owner of our old place, or the tenant, did not want us anywhere near it.
Remember what she said when we first got there? Well, when the producer first asked if we could go in and shoot, she said, I don't give a fuck about BlackBerry, and I don't give a fuck about Nirvana. That's when Grayson was like, okay, we're building the... Does anybody actually have a question for Ethan that Jay and I would not be able to answer? As in, like, what is it like being there? Are these guys really cruel to you? What was the food like? The types of things that Jay and I would just evade and never answer. Yes?
So were you the solution for all the eyeline problems throughout the film?
Yeah, I think like that's kind of why they wanted us to be like of a similar height. Are we the same height? What do you guys think?
I gotta stand up. When I'm regular, yes.
I think you're the same height, Jay, but you're so old that your posture has crippled you.
Yes.
Yeah, I stand up tall and taller.
Oh, it's just you're so tall. Next question. Yes.
Actually, a really funny story for that. It was we're hanging out at the Rivoli, and it's like the last day, and like I felt like I shit the bag. Like I just was not Jay these last takes, man. Just like, 'cause I just was not energy. I just didn't bring the energy, and like I thought I brought some good stuff, but I was more bummed. But I was changing in the bathroom. I was just getting really down on myself. I don't think you remember this, Matt.
No, I don't.
But like I'm kind of like having this weird Joker moment where I'm just like looking in the mirror, like what's like I don't know, like I was an insecure actor, whatever. It's like it is what it is. But I remember you came in and you were like trying to make small talk, and I was like, and you're like, you're a deeply insecure person, aren't you? Just like cut. Just
I will say, I have no doubt that I said that. But he definitely misread the tone. I would have said it like this. I would have looked at him, and I would have witnessed the scene. As he just said, he was having a Joker staring in the mirror moment. Okay? That's what he just said. And I looked at him and I said, Ethan, you're a deeply insecure person, aren't you? And it started a great conversation.
Yeah, he did say it that way, it's true.
It was a gift.
It was a gift.
It was a gift.
I've been on a journey ever since.
Okay, last question about the Ethan before we move on.
I think this is going to be the last question.
This is going to be the last question for Ethan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got sent by my agent.
Is that really true? We don't even know the answer.
Yeah, I was just it's funny, the only clip I knew of you guys at that point was the Wii Shop. You know the We Shop? It would just like on my YouTube algorithm, like just every week, I'd just be like, just like hearing the beautiful words that you put to that theme. And so that's all I knew. So it really was like an actor's gig. It was just like, okay, I tried to treat it like a biopic. I was like, okay, I'm gonna become Jay McCarrol. I'm gonna get to know everything about this guy. I like rewatched the 08 footage like the old series like a million times.
It really did show. I know you may think I'm being funny, but you really did change everything for us. It was because all of a sudden Jay and I had somebody to play with. And you took it so seriously. I know it is a bit silly. I would not have said, Ethan, you gotta come to this if it wasn't true, because it is the type of thing where no one will ever know other than the people in this room. It's impossible.
Well, it's
to
a testament
explain.
to taking a job that seemingly was a simple job, but when you showed up so prepared and so willing to go the extra mile.
I love piano.
It changed the movie.
You gifted us a lot of levity, and it allowed us to sort of like take it a notch up.
I think
thank you for that.
Yeah, what you did is you let me and Jay be our best selves. And that really is true, because when you're shooting on a set, if some of you have ever done this, you'll know, it's hard. Like, you're doing the same thing over and over again. It feels very mechanical. And yeah, you gave us a great gift. So please, a round of applause for Ethan. Thank you for coming out. I'm so happy we got to do that.
I think that was a big mistake.
No, it was not.
There's only one Jay. I'm just kidding.
Jay has this issue on
Thank you
BlackBerry
so
was
much.
the same, because Jay, of course, is on set every single day, and I would be going, Jay, that was really good. You'd go, what'd I do? Jay, that was amazing. Really? What? Well, every time I talk to Jay Baruchel.
Oh, me? Oh, no. Okay.
You just did it again.
I thought it was Jay, though.
I did.
But not Baruchel.
I don't call Jay Baruchel Jay Baruchel.
We were just talking about Jay, me, Jay.
You see the problem. Next question. Yes, you standing at the back.
Thank you. I wanted your attention. Me and my best friend here, we're Ottawa native, and I was blown away that there was a Chateau Lafayette reference. Yes. How and why?
We're gonna have a great story for this. So if you guys don't know, the Lafayette in Ottawa, it's called the Laugh. Is that right?
Laugh.
Yeah. So what we were doing, because we were thinking like, okay, people in America are gonna see this movie. Nobody knows, and like the last thing people understand is Canadian geography. But it also is like 4 people in Toronto, so we need to pick a place that Jay could potentially need to speed to, so he could be going fast enough, that maybe people have heard of. So like, realistically, he would have gone to played a show in like Scarborough or something like that. But we're like, oh, it's the capital, maybe people will know Ottawa. And so then we just started searching what is like the Rivoli in Ottawa, and it was not a joke, like the first 100% hit with nothing else. They were like, you're looking for the Rivoli? It's this. And we've never been to the Lafayette. Our only interaction with it, and this is another unsung hero, that woman who Jay calls has no idea she's in the movie. Huge laughs.
Because she clearly was very busy. You can like hear the commotion of like a really wild night out there. And I'm just sort of like twirling that phone line,
Wasting her time.
She's like, what? Like, how far away is it to Ottawa? She's just giving, like every good Canadian, just giving us so much patience.
Seriously.
Taking me seriously, yeah.
One of my favorite jokes in the movie is when you say, so I have a show booked? And she goes, what? You don't even pretend to understand her.
Yeah.
I have a show? You're asking me what I said, right?
Yeah.
You do. And it's a tragedy. We don't know this woman's name. We don't know what she looks like. We don't know anything about her. And she literally plays in a movie theater
An inciting
100+ times a day in North America. I'm sure somebody who in Ottawa went to see this movie and went to her, but we'll never
Maybe
know.
we shouldn't call too much attention to it.
All the people who are going to come after us, no, it's not before Courtney Heels. That's for sure. You guys know who Courtney Heels is? She's that amazing CTV reporter who's reporting outside of Drake's house.
City TV.
City TV. That City TV reporter who, yeah, I've always loved her.
Anyway, let's go to the next question.
Yeah.
Right here. Yes.
So I'm friends with a script supervisor.
when you use the word details as a euphemism for continuity. What did you say?
Continuity. Whiteboard.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's our producer, Matt Miller, right there, everybody. Stand up, Miller. Decided to finally watch the movie.
We don't really pay
It's okay.
attention to continuity. We like to
We
torture
don't
our editors.
have a script. You know who our script supervisor is? This is not a joke. Our VFX supervisor.
It's true. But you know what? I want to tell a really funny story about a script supervisor because when we made Blackberry, I was taking on a lot of different roles just to kind of be around and like fill in different things, and it was such a conventional way of shooting that all of a sudden these guys were like, "Oh, and Jay, you're also going to be the script supervisor." I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I'll take that on too." And we go to make this like very traditional movie with all these departments and a makeup department and prop department and everything. We're working with movie stars, and we're on like day 3 of shooting, and all of a sudden somebody comes up to me and they go, "Are you Jay McCarrol?" I'm like, "Yes."
I know who it was who came up.
Props?
No, it was Thea.
The costume.
Glenn's makeup artist.
Okay, but they asked a specific question because they said, "Are you the script supervisor?" I'm like, "Yes, I am." And they're like, "Okay, great. Okay, in scene 3A, point 2, what hand is Glenn holding the phone in?" And I just go, "I don't know." and then I was no longer the script supervisor.
It's like a bomb went off of the set because we was just like our friends, and then like 40 people who are like worked in the industry and had not realized yet we had no idea what we were doing, and this was a real moment where all the heads of departments had a meeting without us. And they were like, these guys don't have any idea what they're doing, and they forced us to get a real script supervisor who wound up
being a
great
very
guy.
great friend, yeah. But anyway, I have such a funny reaction to the term script supervisor.
Which is not to demean the profession.
No.
We love them.
Because this guy worked hard and it was a big job.
Yeah, it's just that on Nirvana the band, it's like there'd be no reason for them to be there other than for them to be stressed out. Like it would be so stressful for them because we're shooting it not even like it's a documentary, we're shooting it like it's a war documentary.
You know what we are? We're like, we go around with a team of 5 people in a van like tornado chasers.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
Yeah, and all of a sudden you never know when the storm is, and it's just like, let's go, and we got to get Dorothy in front of the Twister or whatever.
I don't know, bro.
Yeah, it's from Twister.
Yeah,
it was fun.
The analogy actually really works because it's like when the tornado shows up, anything is justified. Any behavior is justified. And that really does bear out. Like we'd be on set and it'd be like, okay,
Get it.
say again? Yeah, you just have to get it. And so if a script supervisor was there being like, that is not going to match, you'd be like, you could get out of here. Like, we're trying to do something so complicated so quickly, and then we just fix it afterwards.
Yes.
I need to know, Matt, is there a scene where you get electrocuted like Marv?
And I turn into a skeleton. This has been Andy Appel's dream since we made the TV show. He always wanted me to get electrocuted and to go in that exact scream, which, by the way, the scream is stolen from Jumanji.
Yeah,
Like Marv
does
doesn't.
those like canned, almost Wilhelm.
It's Van Pelt when he's on the canoe being pushed through the store and the paint is hitting him, and then he screams. And so we would always do that scream with Marv turning into the skeleton, and we always thought that would be so funny. The closest we got,
we shot
it.
A little bit.
We shot it, and the problem was we were like, do we really want to show Matt die? And because I mean, you guys just saw it. The end of the film, we didn't plan for it to be this way, but it wound up being surprisingly poignant. Like me dying and you not seeing it, but Jay knowing it happened. Every time we put in this footage, which is hilarious. I think it's on the DVD.
Yeah, it would have been really funny if we had it at the very end of the credits, like with our army thing. Boom, dum, 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 you know,
Yeah, slow motion.
slow motion.
And we really shot it. Like our
Full
VFX
violence.
supervisor came
Yeah.
and like mapped it all out of like how I had to move it. We were having a blast. My hat like flew off my head just like in an Ernest movie. But yeah, we didn't include it.
I think we have time for a couple more. Yeah, it's in the orange.
Jay,
Yes.
how did you approach the other half of Brave Shores about not only using Never Come Down, but having a physical platform?
This is my younger sister. I didn't really.
And cutting her vocals.
Yeah, I didn't really ask and like approach her with this. We just sort of did it, and I told her like, "This is what we're doing," and she was just like, "Oh, okay. Am I involved?" I was like, "We haven't really figured out a narrative reason. It would be complicated." She's just like, "Yeah, whatever."
I remember it was a long discussion as to how we were.
It's pretty fun that song is like now kind of
A hit.
resurrected.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so we're both happy about that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yes, you in the balcony. Did you put your hand up?
Yes. First of all, I want to say I was an extra for the Paradise Theater scene. My friends affectionately call it the slur scene.
Ah.
And my question is, I heard that you were like shooting for like 200 days. Were there a lot of breaks in between that? Were you able to even rest or recharge in between shootings? How was that process for your bodies?
You know, the secret is most movies, when you think of a movie shoot, you think of people getting to work early in the morning and working hard for like 12, sometimes 14 hours. I don't know that we ever shot, other than like a complicated day,
There were
more
some,
than
yeah.
4 hours or 5
No, yeah,
hours at a time.
It's true. There were some days where there were big setups where we weren't a team of 5 people, and it was like a full thing, and we would have.
We could never have done that
event.
for 200 days.
No, not that.
Most
and
days-
some days would be going in to get like a quick reshoot that we needed of like one line where we recreated exactly where we were because we realized we got to rewrite something, so we go back, and that's the privilege that we have in this sort of production where there's no lighting and there's same costumes and we don't care if our hair looks different.
But it's something we learned making the TV show. And I think if we hadn't made the TV show the way that we did, we never could have done that, because the show, we also shot for hundreds of days,
Yeah.
but it was like very piecemeal. And so when it came to shooting the movie, we just shot it as though we were back in the series, because we would never shoot one episode beginning to end, ever. We never did that. We would shoot little pieces of the entire season, sometimes little pieces of like 2 seasons of episodes, because for some reason, I think it kept us interested, one, and because the stories were always evolving, in the same way that the story in this movie was always evolving as we shot it. So
The line that was said in one of these Q&As is that shooting is writing and reshooting is shooting.
yeah,
And that's so true with us.
yeah, so it's mostly we were doing it at the same time. You at the back. Yeah.
Firstly, what's guanin?
Yeah, what's guanin?
Not much.
What the hell? What did he say? What the fuck is guanin?
Good. It's so
I gotta tell you,
good.
that was a real treat for me, because whenever Jay's shooting scenes on his own like that, and I'm only watching from like a monitor, and I can't normally hear everything, so when I saw that clip, I was like, oh my god. And I think
Grab the other mic.
ooh, I think all of the stuff that you shot outside of the warehouse was good.
Yeah, well, you know what? There was
With those
one
girls
time.
look at the CN Tower.
There
that's
was one
crazy.
time when I reacted. This was a very fun acting moment for me, because, like, we tried to like have some of the dramatic moments really kind of have some weight as much as we could. You know, we weren't like really holding a gun to each other's heads, but I remember when you were watching and I was reacting to you falling from the CN Tower, and the very first time that I did and I tried it, it's very hard to all of a sudden just go into that when there's like real people going back and forth, and a lot of people are just sort of looking at you because there's cameras and you're acting strange. And you came up to me and you just said, you went right up to me and you just went, "I'm just not buying it." and I remember just feeling just like, man, because I tried, and then I had to really kind of go into that sort of like next level of like, what do I do? Do I know how to act? So like, okay, let me try this again. But it was so fun because it just made me have to like sort of dig somewhere different to get somewhere. And that was so fun to like try acting, you know what I mean? Because none of us, we're not really. I don't think any of us really consider ourselves actors. So, yeah.
That wasn't my question though.
Oh shit.
What's guanin?
Sorry, yeah. So sorry. What's the question?
What's guanin was
What's
like.
guanin?
What's guanin was a shout out, because that was actually so like Toronto to encapsulate that, include that one line. I really liked that. But in the spirit of 2008, I feel like so many people are talking about how this film is so nostalgic and it like encapsulates Toronto in this sort of way. for you guys, 2008, what was like a comedian outside of Russell Peters or like a musician that you know, stands up for you in 2008?
Like a
Defined
Canadian,
you.
Canadian art from that time that had a big influence on us.
Something that defined you in 2008.
Canadian specifically?
Yeah. Well, we've got tons of those. It's funny, it's not 2008, it's before that, but I think obviously that web series Pure Ownage had a big influence on Jay and I, because it was, to us, like the first time we'd ever seen anybody, whether they were in Canada or not, creating something on the internet that had a following and was about something that only young people seemed to care about.
We also befriended Born Ruffians for the first time.
Yeah.
They were like, you know, these young boys that were just
Them. It was them and Tokyo Police Club.
Tokyo Police
So we were
Club.
like, oh, these
Yeah.
bands are so cool, and we really looked up to them because obviously we were ourselves trying to get a show at the Rivoli at that time, and for them it seems so effortless.
Well, it's, you know, like when you put things into perspective, when we're that age and there's a band that's actually got like some buzz and they're doing stuff, like they were some of the most famous people that we knew.
They were the most famous people we knew.
And so when they like agreed to sort of like shoot one of our web series episodes with us, like it was so exciting, and because we were really fans of their music too.
But you know, globally, because I understand the spirit of your question, I would say that more or less anything that was on the cover of Now magazine, Jay and I had some, like, we noticed it. We noticed it. Like we were so young that like everything in Toronto was cool to us.
I remember walking, like, to me, I just have a vision of going to, it's not necessarily Canadian at all, but like I remember walking down Queen Street in front of the Rivoli and just seeing on a billboard, almost pretty much above our apartment, that Grand Theft Auto 4 is coming.
Yeah.
And then hearing out of like the Queen Street shops, I always think of that song,
You're coming.
that was just kind of going, and hipsters were just sort of walking around. I had kind of tight jeans with almost like bell-bottom boot cut legs, and I don't
We
know.
went to Sneaky D's.
We went to Sneaky D's, those King's Crown
fajitas that we
nachos.
split.
Yeah.
King's Crowns were too expensive. It was $14.99. What we would do is go on Tuesday, and we went every Tuesday, and Jay, Cajun, and I would split, the three of us, they hated us. We would split the fajita special, because that's when they were trying to get rid of all their old chicken. You literally paid $9.99 for more or less all you could eat fajitas, and the hot sauce was free but quite filling. And so we went every single Tuesday for 3 years, 2 years. We took a couple off, but that we basically were nourished by that special at Sneaky D's.
This is funny. We've done so many of these Q&As. I love this answer that we've gotten to.
Yeah. And now we're talking about the food that we ate in 2008.
Let's see, there's the hot sauce and Sneaky
Don't you
D's.
remember they had the three different ones? There's the green one, and then the slightly darker
Oh, yeah.
one, and then the yellow one.
Oh, yeah.
And they were, it's so funny I would say, and they were free, but that's just how broke we were.
Oh, yeah.
Like Jay was like the junior musical director at Second City, and I was a tour guide at the Science Center. And that's the only money we had. We were so broke it was ridiculous.
Went around the city on our bikes.
And we needed as much spare time as we could to make the show. So it's not like we were able to work that much. I worked 3 days a week. Jay worked Fridays?
Mondays.
Jay worked Mondays. And that was our total income. So we ate pretty cheap. It was great though.
We have time for one more question. Go ahead, Matt.
Sure. I thought you meant you wanted me to ask the question. Okay, yes, I see you rising in your chair. Yeah.
Okay, this is a very dumb question, but I need to know your answer about this because this is my second time watching the movie. Okay. So obviously Nirvana the band, like the joke is that you guys have never heard of Nirvana.
What?
So alright, let me finish my question.
Yes, ma'am.
Basically, the scene when you watch The Hangover, Matt, your reaction to it is so genuinely flabbergasted and so completely surprised that I have a theory that Matt Johnson, the character, has
He's
never
brain dead.
seen any of the Hangover movies. And I need you to confirm that.
Oh, yes, you're totally right. No. Of course, in the same way that he's never seen Star Wars. Like I think that the movies that Matt watched he talks about them. you know? But no, definitely he's never seen The Hangover before. I remember him sitting right there.
So now that I have the confirmation, I can tell my friends that I was right.
You can tell them all. And I will say that look, that kind of like dumbfounded look, I come by pretty honestly. I remember, none of us thought, oh wow, that was good. It's just the way that I look. I really do. I think it's one of the...
It's a good look. It was pretty funny.
I believe one of the great secrets of Nirvana the band, and the reason why it winds up working when Jay and I go out and talk with people in the city, is that I think people look at my face as I'm saying whatever. I'm saying whatever, that I'm on fire, or we need to get into this police station, whatever it is. And I think I watch them all do it. They take a second and they look at me and they go, well, this guy is so gone that he couldn't mean any harm, and so I'm just going to believe him. And when they believe what I'm saying, we're always in some state of distress. They go, I'm going to help this mentally disabled person. And
It is true that no matter how much sort of energy you'll bring to some stranger, I think that everybody on a human level
they take pity on me.
harmless.
Yes, they take pity on me.
Even though you're all, as the comments are now saying, yoked.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on.
When does Matt get so yoked? I keep reading.
Ha! We'll answer one more question. Somebody had one in the middle. You already asked one. Put your hand. This little kid. No, you're right beside him. Yes, you have glasses.
Don't fucking move me, truly.
Oh, I thought you just said, don't fucking move. Whoa! We're losing him, Jay. Don't fucking move. You know, Jay and I loved Nirvana the band. We love it. I think that as much as you guys like the show, Jay and I are, because we hear all the time, oh, I'm the biggest fan. You're not. The biggest fan of Nirvana the band, they're on the stage. We love Nirvana the band so much, you don't even understand. We quote Nirvana the band like idiots all the time.
All right.
And so the question of why would we do it is like it's a little bit like the fountain of youth. It's like we can return to it, and it never gets old, and it makes it so we never get old. Even though, of course, we are aging horribly and gracelessly, but it is like a way for us to truly reach back in time and pull ourselves out. And so even if we were, the tragedy of it is, it's so unmarketable, and people do not get it. And so it is, Jay, be real. Be real. And I think that God made it that way. Because if it was beloved, then it would be like cocaine. We'd just be doing it all the time, right? It's good that it's so hard to understand that people are like, that sounds like the stupidest thing ever, that you in this room will show your friends this movie and they will look at you like, what the fuck? That was awful. And then make you turn it off midway through. Like, it needs to be that way. Because otherwise, Jay, myself, our friends, we would just be doing it all the time, and we would turn into like a sitcom, and it would just die. And so, that is the best answer we can give. Is that
We still want to make more.
Yeah, of course, we want to.
That's the.
But there's unfortunately no market for it outside of 5 or 6 movie theaters in Canada.
But we happily would still play to them.
Yeah, Jay is trying to pitch you guys, just so you know, in case any of you feel like having us make the 3rd season of the show, as though any of you could be personally responsible for that. Yes, okay. In that case, we'll do it. Okay, yes, we'll answer one more question. Yeah, fine.
Why do you want Jared in the
If you remember, I said, what do you mean? I said, why not? It was Jay who said, not Jared, not Jared. Not Jared. Why?
It's funny. I seem to remember just sort of like falling into a little bit of like, because Jay is sort of like under Matt in
But he's
sort of archetype.
but he's high status.
But he's high status,
Yeah.
and so whenever he gets a chance, like I think
To
these
put someone under his heel.
people in that archetype, you know what I mean? If they get a chance when Matt's not looking, it's like, I'll be a little bit like Matt now, but I don't know how to use that power. So I'm just mean.
Broadly rude.
Yeah.
Not Jared. And Jared had such a good attitude about it. The truth is, it was pretty small in there. And little shooting trick. Jared was not in that closet. There was not enough space. We had to carve a hole in the wall. So he is not in that closet at all. Don't tell anybody that. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone.
Let's just say they did. They did it. I'm officially saying no. They made us pay for the nose, and we got more money tonight. Paradise, we love you. Goggles? Thanks again, guys.
Goggles.
See ya.
I've got to